Welcome to Up, Up, Down, Down. I'm your host, Austin Creed, and today I am very excited to be sitting here with this extremely talented, creative man. We got SUDA51 here with us on Up, Up, Down, Down. Round of applause, guys. Okay. So we're here at GDC checking out a bunch of stuff, and they've been kind enough to give us some of their time to talk to us about what they've got going on. So first off, you guys see this poster in the background, Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. You got the season pass stuff constantly still coming out there. But more importantly, they just showed us some sweet stuff about Fire Pro Wrestling that they've got cooking up in the can. You guys know we have played a little bit of that. We played Promoter Mode. Promoter Mode, very fun. Very fun. We love building our brands and trying to get the guys out there. They got more DLC coming out. But one of the more important ones, the more cool ones that they've got is SUDA51 right here, is actually going to be a part of one of the next DLCs that comes out. So could you talk a little bit about that?
This is a direct sequel to his debut title, which was 25 years ago. So yeah, it was the first game he ever worked on in the industry was Super Fire Pro back in 1994, and yeah, now he's back again after 25 years.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I downloaded it on Steam Early Access in 2017, and I played it. We played it in the locker room, and one of the guys that loved it the most was Shinsuke Nakamura. So he's loved Fire Pro, and he immediately remembered your storyline that you made. So it was very impactful.
Wow, really? Wow. だから新助中村は
Nakamura also is sort of taken the same path as the guy in the game. And he started out in Japan, kind of went out in the world, became a champion, and so he's really a fan of his. He really respects him a lot.
Nice. Do you also watch any American style wrestling?
Yeah,
not all of it, but he does watch a good amount of American wrestling.
Okay. Do you have any favorites over in America?
You.
Oh yeah.
もちろん
Perfect. Great.
で2番目がやっぱり中村
Nakamura.
じゃない
Yeah.
Number 2 would be Nakamura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He's the best. He's great.
Yeah.
Would you say that the storytelling aspect of pro wrestling is one thing that interests you about what we do? Because you make video games, you tell amazing stories in your games. Do you think that there's any sort of intersection between pro wrestling storytelling and video game storytelling?
As you mentioned earlier, the first game that he ever worked on or wrote the scenario for was the Fire Pro game back in the day. And before that, not only had he never written a scenario for a game before, he'd never really written anything at all. So he really got into that, and that's really kind of had an impact on the rest of his career. All the games he's made since then, the characters that he makes, the stories that he makes, they've all got something that kind of came from that original scenario. You know, like a pro wrestler with the kind of mask in front and the humanity kind of behind that. All the scenarios he writes, they all carry a certain part of that with them. So he feels there is a definite, there's a lot of overlap between storytelling in pro wrestling and storytelling in video games in particular.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a fan of the way that your games kind of develop over time. I feel like as far as video games go, you're one of the few creators that you can tell they're always creating what they want to create and not kind of letting any outside sources get in on their vision. How do you stay so pure to the ideas and the content that you want to create, as far as making games like this, making amazing storylines like you did with the Fire Pro Wrestling? Because I know sometimes it gets difficult when other companies get involved and there's lots of people involved and they just kind of change your idea. How do you stay so true to your vision?
このトラビス・スラクサーゲームも本当自由に作りすぎちゃってもう本当にもう
With Travis Strikes Again, he actually kind of went a bit overboard with the freedom there, and ended up, he had a whole bunch of stuff he wanted to put in the game, and ended up trying to, stick as much of that in as possible. And he tends to do that a lot of times, but the reason that he does that and is able to do that is basically it's because of the fans. He knows he's got the fans out there who are looking forward to his games, want to play them, and he wants to make sure not to let them down. So when he's making a game, again, he considers what the fans want to do, or what they want to play, what do they want to see. And he knows that there's people out there that are supporting him like that, and so in a way he sort of trusts the fans, to know what they want and to know that that's good. So he tries to make not only what he wants to make, but what he wants to make and what the fans would appreciate also. So he's always got that fan support in the back there, kind of keeping him going and keeping him making the stuff that he wants to make.
してゲームを作りたいなとはどっかで思ってると思います。
Gotcha. Well, great. Hey, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
I appreciate you. And guys, make sure you're checking out all of his stuff. Sweet new DLC coming out, Fire Pro Wrestling World, very soon. Where can they find you on Twitter?
핸들 네임은 SUDA _51.
Perfect.
Yeah.
SUDA51 or SUDA _
Yeah.
51.
Wow.
There we go. And the link will be in the description below. So make sure you're sending him love, checking out all of his stuff. Like I said, thank you very much for being on.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks so
your
much.
time.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye bye.
See you guys. Da-da-da-da.